Good afternoon, my dear students. Today I am going to discuss about a content of the topic maxima and minima. Then this content is absolute maximum and absolute minimum. Okay. So this is a important particular content of the chapter absolute. There is maxima and minima. So what is absolute maximum and absolute minimum? We have to find. There is a suppose that f is a function which is a real valued function and defined on a closed interval. This very important. That means function should be defined on this closed interval. Domain is the set of what? It is the closed interval. Okay. The function is defined on the closed interval AB such that f dash x equal to 0, because f dash x is the necessary condition. F dash x equal to 0 is the necessary condition for to get maximum and minimum value. Okay. So f dash x equal to 0, and after f dash x equal to 0, suppose alpha, beta, gamma dot are the critical points. Okay. It may be one critical point, two critical point, or more than one, more than two. What is absolute maximum value? Absolute maximum value is defined as maximum of the functional values. Maximum of the functional values at the end point of the closed interval plus all the critical points. That means to find the absolute maximum value and absolute minimum value, what you have to do, you have to find the functional value at the end point as well as functional value at the critical points. After finding it, you take the maximum of all these values. It has one fixed value, it will be an fixed value. So among these value, the maximum one is called the absolute maximum value, and it is another name is called greatest value. Sometimes in questions find the greatest and least value, and absolute minimum is called least value. So absolute maximum is greatest, absolute minimum is called least value. Okay. Similarly, absolute minimum value is again minimum of all the functional values. They are very simple. There is no any huge concept. Only the function should be defined on the closed interval AB. If a question asks in such a, suppose a function is given and a closed interval is given, and question asks find the maximum and minimum value. Here it means indirectly you are to find the absolute maximum and absolute minimum. When the function is defined on a closed interval, immediately respond in your mind is that you are going to find the absolute maximum and absolute minimum value. Okay, sometimes question also asks, and sometimes directly it will be given find the absolute maximum and absolute minimum, or find the greatest and least value of the function. Okay, defined on a closed interval AB. Okay, so what is the rule? You have to find the functional value at the end point of the closed interval as well as at the critical point. How to get critical point? You have to find f dash x and then put f dash x equal to 0, for that is the necessary condition for maxima and minima. You will get some critical points, and in this critical point what to do? You have to find the functional value. Okay. So this is the basic idea about absolute maximum and absolute minimum value. So now we are going to solve few questions related to this concept. Then it will be concept, that is the concept behind the topic will be more clear in you. So let us start with a problem today. So one, two, three problems I will solve in this particular content, in this particular topic. The question is find the absolute maximum and absolute minimum value of the function the function is fx equal to fx equal to sin x plus cos x, and the function is defined in the closed interval 0 to pi. This is the question for today. So first we are going to find f dash x. So given fx equal to what? Sin x plus cos x. What is f dash x? Cos x minus sin x. So next step is what? Put f dash x equal to 0. F dash x equal to 0 means what? Cos x minus sin x equal to 0, and from here you can write sin x equal to what? Cos x, and you can write tan x equal to what? 1. Tan x equal to 1, dividing both side by cos, you will get sin by cos equal to what? 1, and ultimately tan x equal to what? 1. And you know tan x equal to 1 has a general solution. It is what? X equal to 4n plus 1 into pi by 4. What is n? N belongs to what? Z. Now there are infinite number of values which satisfy this equation. We only take all those values which are inside this particular interval 0 to pi. So n can be integer, n can be positive, n can be negative, and n can be 0. If you put negative values, then all the values will be negative, and which is not the demand of these questions, because our values of x lying between 0 and pi, lying between 0 and pi, not negative values. We do not need negative values, so we are not putting n equal to minus 1. Now if you, or minus 2 or minus 3, putting n equal to 0 here, what we will get? We are getting pi by 4. So you can write x equal to pi by 4, one value which is inside our closed interval, this, okay, inside this closed interval. Now if you put n equal to 1, then it will be 5 pi by 4. Yes, it will be what? 5 pi by 4, and which is greater than pi, which is what? Greater than pi. So we are not again taking this value. So for n is equal to 1, the value is greater than pi. So for n equal to 2, 3, it will be greater than automatically pi. So only the critical point is x is equal to pi by 4. You have to write here, since 0 less than equal than x less than equal than what? Pi. This particular line you have to written. Okay. So how many critical points we get? Only one critical point, and two other there is n points are required. To find the absolute maximum and absolute minimum, what you have to do? You have to find the functional value of the functional value at x equal to 0, x is equal to pi, n point of the closed interval, as well as critical points. So you have to find 3 functional values, and then find the absolute maximum and absolute minimum. Okay. So let us start to find the functional value. Your function is what? Fx is equal to sin x plus cos x. Now f of 0. F of 0 means n point of the closed interval. This is 0. F of 0 equal to what? Sin 0 cos 0. Sin 0 is what? 0. Cos 0 is what? 1. So f 0 equal to what? 1. F of pi. F of pi means sin pi. Sin pi is again 0. Cos pi is equal to what? Minus 1. And f of pi by 4. That is sin pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. And cos pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. Finally 2 by root 2 equal to what? Root 2. These are the 3 values, functional values at the end point of the closed interval, as well as what happened, that is at the critical points. Now therefore absolute maximum value is equal to what? Maximum of functional values. What are the functional values? 1, minus 1 and 2. 1, minus 1 and root 2. Among all these values, root 2 is greatest. So you can say it is equal to root 2. And absolute minimum value equal to minimum of 1 minus 1 root 2, and which is equal to what? Minus 1. Minus 1 is the minimum of all these values, and hence finally what we get? Absolute maximum value is equal to root 2, absolute minimum value is equal to what? Minus 1. If in this question asks find the maximum and minimum value of the function f(x) defined on this closed interval, you are going to find what? Absolute maximum value. Here maximum means indirectly it mentioned you have to find what? That is absolute maximum value, because the function is defined in the closed interval. Okay. So this is the first question. Let us moving ahead with another question. The second question is, at what point in the interval in the interval 0 to 2 pi, this is the closed interval 0 to 2 pi, does the function sin 2x attain its maximum value? Its maximum value. Okay. So here this function is directly given at what point in the interval 0 to pi does the function sin 2x attain its maximum value. Okay. Means since the function is defined in the closed interval AB, so here you have to find absolute maximum value. Okay. And what point absolute maximum value attain, that's you have to find. Let us define the function. Let f(x) equal to sin 2x. So you need f dash x, find f dash x. F dash x equal to 2 cos 2x. Okay. So f dash x क्या होगा? 2 into cos 2x. For maxima and minima, what is the necessary condition? F dash x equal to what? 0. F dash x means what? 2 cos 2x equal to 0. Implies cos 2x equal to 0, and 0 means what? Cos pi by 2. You know a formula, cos theta is equal to cos alpha. Then what is the general solution? You know a trigonometric equation, cos theta equal to what? Cos alpha. You got in first year, and theta equal to what? Twice n pi plus minus alpha. What is n? N is an integer. So use this concept, implies twice x is equal to twice n pi plus minus pi by 2. Mention what is n? N is what? Z. N is what? Z. Now a little calculation is required. What is x? If you divide by 2, this is n pi, and it will be pi by 4. It will be what? Pi by 4. What is n? N is in Z. Now see, our domain is 0 to 2 pi. Means our x lies in only this interval. So all these values, there are infinite number of values. So those values satisfying this particular, and that is a inequation, that is 0 less than equal than x less than equal than 2 pi. In such cases we will take these values. Okay. Now put suppose n equal to 0 here. If you put n equal to 0, you cannot put minus. Negative put करने से हमारा कोई फायदा नहीं है, because our starting point is 0. So putting n is equal to 0 here, you are getting pi plus minus pi by 4. Plus minus pi by 4 में आपका क्या आ रहा है? माइनस पाई बाई 4 आ रहा है, प्लस पाई बाई 4 आ रहा है. तो आप क्या करेंगे? आप पाई बाई 4 लेंगे. So you will take x equal to what? 1 value pi by 4, which is in between 0 and 2 pi. Now put n equal to what? 1. So you are getting what? N means 1 plus pi plus minus pi by 4. So one value is what? Pi plus pi by 4. Another value is what? Pi minus pi by 4. Okay. Now see, pi plus pi by 4. Obviously it is lying what? It is equal to what? 5 pi by 4, and it is what? 3 pi by 4. Okay, both are within this interval. So you can take 3 pi by 4, 5 pi by 4. Okay. Now putting n equal to 2, what do you get? 2 pi plus pi by 4, 2 pi minus pi by 4. Okay. And you see 2 pi plus pi by 4, it is exceed this interval. तो इसको रिजेक्ट करेंगे. 2 pi minus pi by 4, yes, less than 2 pi. It is 2 pi से थोड़ा सा कम है. तो हम क्या ले सकते हैं? इसको ले सकते हैं. So it is calculation 4 8 जा 8 pi minus pi 7 pi by 4. So finally these are the critical points. And if you put n equal to 3 here, तो आप 3 पुट करेंगे तो इसमें 3 होगा, इसमें 3 होगा, ये तो नहीं होगा, ये 12 माइनस 1 11 पाई बाई, फिर भी 2 पाई से बड़ा हो जाएगी तो दोनों रिजेक्ट हो जाएगी. बोथ आर रिजेक्टेड एंड वॉट एवर बी द वैल्यू above 3 also rejected. So finally these are the critical points. These are the critical points. Okay. Now find the that is a functional value at this critical points. Find the functional value at this critical points. Now f of the pi by 4, we first find the functional value at critical point and then find the functional value at the end point. f pi by 4, this is your function. तो ये क्या होगा? sin pi by 4 इसमें पुट करने से क्या हो जाएगी? 2 into pi by 4 means pi by 2 होगा. Okay. So finally your answer is 1. Then f of 3 pi by 4. If you put 3 pi by 4 here, 2 into 3 pi by 4, 2 cancel होगा तो क्या होगा? sin 3 pi by 2 होगा. What is the value of sin 3 pi by 2? It's very interesting. You can write sin 3 into pi by 2 plus 0, or you can write minus 0. For odd, 3 pi by 2 means you see the quadrant rule. 1 quadrant, 2 quadrant, 3 quadrant. 3 pi by 2 plus 0 means 4th quadrant. In 4th quadrant, sign is what? Negative. Sign is what? Sign is what? Negative. And for 3, there is, since 3 is an odd number, so sign changes to what? Cos. And ये 0 degree आएगी. Cos 0 is what? 1. So ultimately my answer is what? Minus 1. It is equal to what? Minus 1. Okay. Then f of 5 pi by 4, तो हमें पुट करेंगे तो क्या होगा? 5 pi by 2 होगा. वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. साइन 5 pi by 2 होगा. Now sin 5 pi by 2, what is the value? Sin 5 pi by 2, 5 into pi by 2 plus 0. Now again use the quadrant. 1 quadrant, 2 quadrant, 3 quadrant, 4 quadrant, 5 quadrant plus this, or you can this minus, no issue. So plus होने से क्या हो रहा है? सेकेंड क्वाड्रेंट में आ रहा है. सेकेंड क्वाड्रेंट में साइन क्या है? पॉजिटिव है. एंड फॉर ऑड नंबर साइन चेंजेस टू व्हाट? कॉस. तो कॉस 0 इक्वल टू 1, तो इट इज इक्वल टू 1. एंड देन f ऑफ 7 pi by 4 इज इक्वल टू साइन 7 pi by 2. तो 7 pi by 2 में क्या होगा? 1 quadrant, 2 quadrant, 3 quadrant, 4 quadrant, 5, 6, 7 plus 0. Again in the 4th quadrant, and in 4th quadrant sign is what? Negative and minus 1. For 7 के लिए क्या होगा? Sign changes to what? Cos. Okay. This one and that one are same. This one and that one are same. Okay. So finally these are the critical points. Find a functional value at the critical points. Functional value at the critical points. Now functional value at the end point also, and f0 equal to sin 0. Sin twice is 0 होगा, sin 0 equal to 0, or directly f0 equal to 0. And f of 2 pi, that means sin what? Twice x. Sin क्या होगा? 4 pi. You know sin n pi equal to 0, so sin 4 pi is also 0. This is also 0. Clear? So finally maximum value equal to, maximum value is equal to maximum of all the functional value. Functional value are what? 0, 1, minus 1. These are the same values and these are the two values 0. So finally, what is the answer? It is equal to what? 1. And minimum value, here minimum value means absolute minimum, okay, and maximum value means what? Absolute maximum here, because the function is defined in the closed interval. So 0, minus 1, 1. So result is equal to what? Minus 1. So in your question what is given? You have to find the maximum value. So this part is not required. This part is not required. Okay. Now question is that find at what point in the interval 0 to 2 pi does the function sin twice x attain its maximum value. कौन सी point में? You see this point as well as this point. That means what happened? Therefore, the function fx equal to sin twice x attain the maximum value at the points what? Pi by 4 comma 5 pi by 2, 5 pi by 4. These are the 2 points, this point and that point, the value is 1. And already we have shown that absolute maximum value is equal to what? Minus 1. You can say here absolute, it will be correct. Absolute maximum value equal to, okay. So I hope you understand. This is all little different type of problem, but here the question is you have to find the absolute maximum value, and demand is that in what is the point of absolute maximum value. So point of absolute maximum value is pi by 4 and 5 pi by 4. Okay. So thank you. Next, moving ahead with another problem. Then I will finish this particular chapter. Question is that it is given that at x equal to 1 the function fx equal to x to the power 4 minus 62x square plus ax plus 9 attain its maximum value in the interval 0 to 2. Find the value of a. Means in this closed interval what? The function fx attain its maximum value at x equal to 1. What is the value of a you have to find? So your given function fx equal to x to the power 4 minus 62x square plus ax plus 9. Now you derivative f dash x क्या होगा? 4x cube minus 124x plus a. Find also f double dash x is 12x square minus 124. Okay, this is the f double dash x. Since fx attains maximum value at x equal to 1, तो x equal to 1 में फंक्शन का क्या हो रहा है? मैक्सिमम वैल्यू अटेन हो रहा है. मैक्सिमम वैल्यू जिस पॉइंट में अटेन होगा या मिनिमम वैल्यू अटेन होगा उस पॉइंट में एफ डैश एक्स का वैल्यू क्या होगा, 0 होगा। देयरफॉर एफ डैश 1 इक्वल टू क्या होगा, 0 हो जाएगी। वाई? बिकॉज एट दैट पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट टेंजेंट इज पैरेलल टू एक्स एक्सिस and necessary condition for maxima and minima at a particular point is that f dash x at that point is equal to 0. So what is your f dash x? F dash x equal to what? 4x cube minus 12 124x plus a. So f dash 1 क्या होगा, 1 का वैल्यू पुट करो, इस 4 minus 124 plus a equal to 0. So implies a minus 120 equal to 0 implies a equal to what, 120. Okay, but you have to check that this 1 x is equal to 1 is a point of maxima or not. This is also an important part. Okay, so to check also f double dash 1 x is equal to 1 में पुट करके देखें हम क्या होता है, 112 माइनस 124 होगा, 12 माइनस 124 इज इक्वल टू व्हाट, 112 नेगेटिव, so less than 0. Okay, therefore x is equal to 1 is a point of maxima. Point of what? Maxima. So x is equal to 1 is a point of maxima, and at the point x is equal to 1, f dash 1 equal to 0, and then finally the value is equal to what? Is equal to what? 120. Nice question. This type of question yet not asked in the final examination, so it is important for you. So I hope I make you understand about absolute maximum and absolute minimum. So whenever a function is defined on a closed interval, you have to find out the maximum or minimum value as absolute maximum and absolute minimum. And if it is specifically mentioned, that you have to find absolute maximum and absolute minimum, so no issue. But the function is defined in the closed interval and tell you that you have to find the maximum and minimum value. That means you have to find what? Absolute maximum and absolute minimum value. I hope I make you understand that particular content, absolute maximum and absolute minimum value. Now in this chapter there are some descriptive problems are there. So this is a big problems, and it is very difficult to write all these questions in this blackboard. So I will advise everybody in the next particular video I am going to prepare some classes, okay, some 2-3 video classes related to this particular descriptive problem, and here you have to watch the video with the textbook. हम textbook, suppose I am going to solve, suppose like that, question number 18. I am writing only question number 18. I am not mentioning what is question number 18. You have to go through the text, to the exercise, and you have to relate this is the question and this is the explanation of the questions. Okay, so I hope you understand. So next class में जो हम वीडियो बना रहा हूँ उसमें आप लोग टेक्स्ट बुक लेके बैठना है, वहाँ मैं टेक्स्ट बुक का क्वेश्चन मैं मेंशन करूँगा, क्वेश्चन नहीं लिखूँगा। आप लोग क्या करेंगे, क्वेश्चन देखेंगे और मेरा एक्सप्लेनेशन को वीडियो में देखेंगे, ठीक है। सो थैंक यू वेरी मच, थैंक यू।